Okay, testing. Testing. That was very weird. It's like no one was there. Was it hard to start today? Was anyone having a hard time getting in? Talk to me. The stream is on. We're not going to start for another couple minutes. We usually start a couple minutes late, but that just seemed weird. Usually there's a few people in. If your experience was different, let me know. Oh, let me turn my screen share. Stop my screen share. There we go. Now you should see my screen. Okay. Are you guys hearing me? I think there's a lag. Can you hear me? Hi from up north. Kevin, okay, thank you. Yeah, where is everybody today? Only see a couple of us here. I'm a little bit worried that it was a hard time getting in. Yes, I can hear. Okay, good. Well, we'll give it another minute and we're going to get cracking, I guess. I've got a trade I want to build, so, it pays to be here, I guess. I'm wondering if anyone is watching the stream. I'm going to go take a quick peek and see. We'll get started here momentarily. We'll see if we get a few more people in. And let's just see what's going on in the live. Okay, the stream is working. So only a couple of people watching the stream. Okay, well, all right. I swear there's got to be some kind of an issue because there's still only 2 people. I'm not sure what's going on. Okay, I see some chat messages. Nope, nothing new. Okay. All right, well, fair enough. We're going to just get cracking here, you guys. We roll with who we roll with. Lee's here. Kevin's here, Miguel's here. We have all the crew we need. Let me get my screen back up. Let me start the recording on my side. And officially, good afternoon and welcome to the Market Watch Group Weekly Market Wrap. I'm Scott. We're starting a little after 3 p.m. Eastern. As always, let me remind you that this service is for education and illustrative purposes only. We are not brokers. We are not advisors. We don't give recommendations or trading advice. What are we going to do, you may ask? We're not going to do any of that. Today, we're going to analyze the market. Interesting market. We'll revisit the posture. Is anything going to change, in our opinion, as we get our last look? What's our mindset for trades being carried over the weekend? CLS. Boom. Take some, keep some. I mean, it's always good to get a little windfall. We'll talk about that a little bit. New trades. I'm looking at them. I've got literally a handful with of course my favorite PLTR leading the list. Give me your thoughts. I have like 5 or 6. If you want to throw out some symbols that you think I might have, I'll confirm if we're on the same page. These are ones that I think you could viably take the trade. What are we looking for next week? Quick peek at the economic calendar. Review the opportunity list. And we're not really doing any formal trading plans the rest of the year. This is prioritization. You should have 1 or 2 sections of your trading plan that you have recognized as weaker areas that you want to improve. Those should be your focus. When we get to next year, we're going to talk about some accountability metrics for execution. What good is this beautiful trading plan if you don't execute the plan at like a 90% plus correlation, right? If you're like, yeah, I'm 50-50 for following my rules. Well, what the hell is the point of having rules? Oh, good. The numbers are coming up. Good to see everybody. Nice to have you here. Looks like a new or somewhat new name for me. Wayne, good to see you. Welcome. Glad to have you. Let's get into it. A quick peek at overall conditions, and then I'm going to jump straight to my trade candidates. Come on. I know one of you wants to put a symbol on there. What are the ones that from our list that you think, I've already given you one, PLTR, that you think are viable for potential trades? Let me know. Where are we? Market started bullish, went into negative territory, back to slightly bullish, marginally bullish. The Dow's down 0.15. The NASDAQ started real strong, gave it back, fighting back into positive territory. Love it. Fighting back into, because why? Because we're bullish. NASDAQ up 0.1. Russell, a little bit less so, down 0.76. Oil, up almost 2%. Gold, down almost 1.5%. Crude started flat, ended bullish. Gold started bullish, ended bearish. This is a weird day today. But overall, is there anything disruptive? Right? Is there anything disruptive? Oh man, Broadcom. I just noticed that we haven't been watching Broadcom. We had a phenomenal trade on an alert on Broadcom earlier this year, but then we ended up, it was just the earnings. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing you could have done for that. I'm like, yeah, I don't remember thinking like it hasn't been doing anything, but that was pretty spectacular. All right. Okay, what else? Fed rate view and focus. Yeah, I mean, everyone realizes now that the Fed's not like, bowing to the wind. It is what it is. Here's the where we get it next week. Where will I be next week when the Fed announces? I will be in Scotland. Amazing. Oh, look at now. Everybody's joined our crew. Most of us have been in this. Yeah, we think they're going to go ahead and cut it again. There you see. The market agrees. Let's just quickly look at the calendar so we can just get to our list. We're going to build a trade first so that we have plenty of time for it. Then we're going to go back and look at posture and the rest of the list. Oh my gosh, Wayne, you know, it's so funny that you say that because your name sounded so familiar. And then I'm like, but not recently. So in my mind, I'm like, I wonder if like we came across in coaching. So yes. Yep. I agree. I agree. Okay, well, good. Well, then it's good to see you again in this format. All right, let's talk about what next week has to offer us. Empire State Manufacturing. Yeah, there's nothing really on Monday. Tuesday, retail sales, a slight uptick. Nothing really else. Production, utilization are pretty flat. Some real estate, nothing really there. But we do have Jer Bear giving us a little something. Expectations are for a quarter of a point. What else do we have? A revision to GDP, jobless claims expected to stay low. GDP expected to raise up on a revision. Nice to see that there. Income PCE next week. So this is maybe going to start to inform 2025. Remember, PCE is their favored. So what are we looking for? An uptick? An uptick? This on PCE tells me, yeah, I think that come 2025, I think they're going to coast. We can see when those are going to come. January 29th and March 9th. So if they skip the first one, it's the end of Q1. If they skip the first two, it's mid Q2. So they have plenty of time to really evaluate it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I was like, yeah, there's 8. Okay. So yeah, that's interesting. Okay, I gave it some time. Here are my candidates. Now, I went through the list and I recognized this would be anticipatory. This would be anticipatory. And it's a bit of a roller coaster type of a trade, but it's got some run, I think. Holding support, stochastics is turning. What's the confirmation? Breaking above this line. What's the anticipatory trade that gets you a ridiculous reward to risk ratio? Because you could get in, put a stop loss under this low, and if you get this trade, you could catch something like that. I mean, that's huge, right? That's the appeal. At first, I was like, hey, maybe I'll take an anticipatory trade. But as I started to go through the trades, the next one, and I want you guys to weigh in on these. Here's another one. Now, this one here, I don't need to take out. I'm not going to wait for it to come back above this. My stochastics turning. I have a Harami here. Now, what would be the confirmation here? I don't need it to do that, but I might say, let's wait for it to take out today's high on a second day. So there's no rush. Either one of these would be viable trades on Monday waiting for confirmation. So I'm actually going to, as we're going through these, cancel those, but let you know that I am looking at them. And if you were thinking about an anticipatory trade, that app, Lovin, has definitely some prospects. Okay. Next on the list, got kicked off, then reemerged. Big Blue coming on in. Oh, IBM. Ooh. Well, it was a little earlier in the day looking like it, but you can see end of day we're less inclined. I'm going to back that one off. Okay, here's another one. Visco. What do we have here? A flag. If you like, big move up. Actually, I would call that more of a pennant. Same prospect. Stochastics is turning. Valid. Volatility significantly down. I mean, it's cheap for Visco, for Victoria's Secret. That's definitely a valid go. And it's now where you really, it's hard to catch the flags. If it's going to go, it's likely to go fast still. Another one I was looking at is TSM. This is also on the watch list. TSM. What do we have? It's not a great trend. It's just kind of hit it. But we do have a higher low, so kind of a mini little cup and handle type formation. Right? Not a lot of space before you hit the handle. So that was a little bit what my concern was on this one. So what does that lead me to? I'm going to put a question mark. It's definite no for APP, HD, and IBM. Visco, I say, is viable. TSM is what's my last candidate? Oh, he's you know him? You love him? You like to trade with him? PLTR. Dun, dun, dun. We got a new high. We pulled back, stabilized. Stochastics is turning. Buyers are coming in. I wonder how close we are even to a Heiken Ashi. Seeing something like this, I would be thinking just below or maybe below the red body, but no further than this low. I would have no interest in putting it below here because I don't think that's necessary. Give me your thoughts. We've got a good group now, but no one's speaking. So let's vote. PLTR, VSCO. What are your thoughts? Which one? I'm leaning towards PLTR. In fact, I already have my template ready to go. Dun, dun. But I'm open to the group. I'd also like to just know that you guys are like awake, you're hearing me, you see my screen, you're picking up what I'm putting down. PLTR, boom, PJ Lee, they put it out there. We're going that direction. That's all I needed. I was going to say first three, but in my mind, I just changed it to first two. No one even knew that. Doesn't matter. That's where we're going. Decisive. I like the thin slice. Snap judgment. Just make the decision and go. Clinton's like the third anyways. Bam, we're doing it. Let's start with the stop range because we are just looking at this. I would say the low of this, well, let me move this now. Let's just play around here a little bit. The low of this day, 71.90. The low of this day, 70.73. 71.90. So let's go 10 cents below that. 71.80. 71.80 here. And let's go 10 cents below this one. That's as low as I would personally think about going. Just as a general. I mean, none of this is hard. We'll call that 70.63. Yeah. Oh, there's Miguel. Miguel's been quiet. I was about to say something, and then he came through. Entry. Let's get back to the standard candles. Yeah, I would say, under today's high. Today's high is 75.37. We'll call it 74.05 to 75.05. We'll just kind of give it a range to work with. 74.05 to 75.05. We're right in that range now. Primary target. I mean, look, let's just roll with this last move, right? Let's just see what that does. I'm gonna just kind of stick it like there. You don't have to put it from this low. It didn't start from this low. We were kind of starting from a certain point. And it gave more than that. So you don't have to be like, I'm so rigid. I'm going to put this right at the bottom, or I'm going to put it right here. We're just giving ourselves something to work with. This is a nice little piece. Where does that put me? That puts me at 84.40. 84.40. My spreadsheet is... Sorry. It's like, I don't know why it won't just stay a certain way. Okay, 84.40, and now I need to give myself more decimal. 84.40, and then what else? I would say this 81 level is a great place, and I always like to put potential. I don't want anyone to be like, I need to take profit here because it says take profit here. Potential, take profit. We're very bullish. If you think I'm pushing, you can push. You want to take a little piece? You can take a little piece. Time in trade, 12.25. That's 12 days. We'll say 8 to 12 days. We don't really have 12.25 because it's Christmas, of course. Reward to risk. What does that put us at? 340 risk. 10 to 340. 81. Oh, no. Sorry. Wait, what? What am I doing? The risk is actually, I'm tripping. I'm getting 1040 to 225. I'm getting like 4 to 1. Right? Stop me if none of this makes sense. It's mid. The volatility index is mid. What do I mean by that? We're down here. We've been up here. We're somewhere here in this middle point. It's staying pretty stable. I actually would be comfortable buying the option, but if the reward to risk doesn't play, then I think that I would be maybe more inclined to think about a spread trade of some kind. Questions, comments, concerns, definitely let me know. Okay. Let's see. Let's keep going here. What expiration date? My thought here is I'm going to go out to January's. Let's go into PLTR 125. Okay. I feel like I'm faster today getting this trade ready. I don't need this. I do need this. Okay, let's get these numbers in here. So I'm going to 84.40. And my stop is 71.80. And I'm not going to go all the way out to here. I'm only going to go like a week out. Because I don't need... Why? Steve said, why spread trade? Not necessarily spread trade. I actually prefer to see if the buy option works. If I can get my reward to risk this way, I will. If the reward to risk falls apart, that means the options are too expensive, and then I need to go to a spread trade. I don't want to lose reward to risk ratio I don't want to sacrifice so that I can buy the option. If I'm gonna lose it, but I can get it doing a spread trade, I'm gonna get it. I want that. I want the reward to risk. I want 4 to 1 or better. Can I get 4 to 1 or better? So I'm getting my variables in here. I'm giving it a little bit of time, and now I'm gonna go play with the trade. So I'm gonna go to January, and I'm gonna go out of the money here. So I am. 75s are here. 80s. I'd maybe look at these 80s. Sorry, let me analyze this actually. Okay. Perfect. Summary, Steve. Higher option prices will change everything. Agreed. Yeah, but I'll tell you what. Here's you're seeing it. Like, look here. If you go out of the money too far, you're not even getting 1 to 1. If I dial back to 80, you're like, oh, that's pretty good. Scott, 1600 to 45. That's 3 to 1. Wait, 3 to 1. We should be getting 4 to 1. We're not getting that. If I go back here, oh, that can't be right. Oh. I'm like, that can't be right. It locked my option price in. 2,000 to, we're not even getting 3 to 1. So these expensive options are making it harder for us. So let's take a look at a spread trade in January. So let's go to a vertical. And now I'm thinking maybe I want to be a little bullish with this. So maybe I go 80, 85. No, sorry, that was way too high. That's not what I meant at all. Maybe I go 75.80. Was a little out of control there. My bad. 70. Let's try 75.80. Risk profile. Okay, now I do want to go out to the 26th. Whew, I tell you what, it's difficult, right? We're having a hard time. I'm having a hard time getting my reward to risk ratio. I'm not even getting 3-to-1, even though the option is giving me, or the stock is giving me better than that. Let's see. Let's go out. Let's go out and see. Oh, they're so expensive. Yeah, so it's very difficult for us to get the reward to risk ratio. You have to pay more money and right, for you to get a 4-to-1, it's going to cost you. You have to buy the stock or do something a little bit more where you don't have the leverage. Does that mean we can't make the trade? No. What it means is we look to build a trade that we get less reward to risk, but with a higher probability that we keep everything, right? So if I do that 4-to-1, everything has to go right. Now we look at the spread in a different light. Now it's not the 3-to-1. Now we're saying, hey, we're not going to get that. But what we can do is we can get the right probability factor. So we may build this thing 70, 75. And let me look at this risk profile. So something like this. And if we drop back to here, yeah, you can see that we're getting, I mean, this is reasonable for me. I might even see if I can get the same thing and just make it a little cheaper. So I'm going to go back to so here you can see I'm getting about 3-to-1 again, but I do have a good probability. Here, I'm getting about the same 3-to-1. It's a little bit cheaper, a little bit more bang for my buck. Negative theta here. Positive theta here. I'm going to pay the extra. So here's where I'm going to land. How is this a better probability? Because if I buy the option, I'm negative theta. Now what am I? I'm starting the trade at positive theta. This is when to Steve's point, when the options are expensive, this is how I want to start, with a positive theta right here. And that's what I was able to do with this trade. And a lot of people think, oh, if I'm gonna be positive theta, I have to sell the option. Well, theoretically, we did. We sold one. We built a spread. This is a debit spread. I'm gonna pay for this. But overall, that's the trade I'm looking at. Now I'm gonna look at the contracts. I'm gonna say, what's the risk per contract? So as we flesh this out, expensive. Strategy, bull call, expiration month, January 2025. Sample trade, 70, 75 strikes, approximate cost. Right now it's about 263, we'll say, for the time being. Risk is, it says 41. I'm going to give it a little bit more than that. I'm going to say it's more like 50 a contract. You give it a little bit of room. Well, let's just even go earlier and see if it gets worse or better. No, it's pretty stable. As long as you're pretty close to that, you're going to be fine with keeping your risk in that level. There it is. Oops. There it is. That's the trade I'm looking at. I'm going to take a picture of that. And get ready to post this thing for everybody. Yeah. Questions as we go through this? Let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to go ahead and see about working this thing. And we'll go 5 contracts. Working it at 260, so we'll see. Let me know if anyone takes it. Let me know if you get filled and at what price and on what platform. I'm always curious how things fill. This is going into alerts. And this is 12, 13, PLTR, save. Interestingly, he's not here, but this is the trade Steve put on yesterday. I think he did the 70-75, or maybe he even went deeper in the money. Higher probability, lower reward to risk ratio, right? Lower reward to risk ratio. Okay, let's. I'm gonna go post this while we're meeting. You're like, what? How can you possibly do that, Scott? Well, I'm multi-talented. First of all, yes, indeed. We have a new post coming out live. Any questions? What do you guys think? I always forget the title that I put. Trade alert for. Okay. Trade alert for PLTR. I'm even going to get the email out today on time. I feel very good about that. And I'm going to get through the full watch list. And I'm going to... I think that was all we had. Was that all we had? PLTR open. If you made a comment, I'm getting there. Boom. Published one. Okay. Let me go check the chat. Less than 3 to 1. PJ, you're the 45, 64, 118. I'm not sure what where you're getting those numbers. The 45.64 and the 118.56, but there's gonna be some time decay element as well. So I'm putting it around a 3 to 1 estimate on the option spread. Hopefully that was everything. Filled at 258. Okay. Well, that's funny. This one has not filled yet. I'm assuming it might then. 5 contracts for 200 risk. I'd say that's about right. That's a good level, right? For where you would be. While we're speaking, I'm even gonna, while we're talking, you're like, what? You said you can even just multitask and send an email alert without us even knowing it. You bet your Tukasha can. What about CLS? Did everybody get in that one? I hope so. That sucker's running. What's the thought? I'm going to do a trader minute on that. Give me a second here. I need to send a recording about that. Alerts, PLTR, open, insert, save and close, save and exit. Yeah, tell me if you got that or not. I'm super curious for sure. My thought is take a little bit on a Friday at a high, one or two, leave the rest, see if it keeps going because the target's higher, right? The target's higher. So yes, we got some windfall, some quick money. But yeah, I'm going to talk about that specifically in a second because I want to record that one. Hold on. Got to get this email. It's almost done. You might think, oh, Scott, you're just stalling. No. Yes, but also no. And I've just got to make sure I can make these Friday trades work because I love it. I love putting a trade on. Tell me if this is the right thing or not to get these trades. I feel like our Friday trades have done pretty well. Sometimes I have like, oh yeah, they all are great. Then I look back, I'm like, oh yeah, that one didn't work actually. And send. Okay. And just like that, the trade alert is off. Filled at 260, 265, 263. Okay, you know what? I want to make sure I catch this one. I'm going to move mine to 265. It actually looks like it's moving late in the day. The alert is in. I'm just going to throw this out and see what I get. 265. Yeah. 265. 258. Clint got the best fill. Steve not far behind. PJ got 263. Love it. Okay. Nice. Looks good. Yeah. I like it. Yeah. Don't discount. You know, if you're looking for something here, there's something happening on VSCO. A lot of people doing lingerie shopping apparently. I don't know. Okay, let's get to the rest of what we're doing here. Let's get to the rest of this. The full watch list and the market. Or let's do the market posture update real fast, and then the full watch list. So what have we done this week? We're slightly down. We're even off the lows right now. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We started here at 608. Now we're at 604. Slightly down. Does that change our trend, break our trend for short term? No. Short term score, which as of now, short term score 175, expected to stay 175. Let's go look at the longer term score. 3-year weekly. This trend looks intact and just fine. Nothing's going to change there. Let's see what it was, what it will be. It was 1.5, going to stay 1.5. Volume dropped last week. So what are we doing with it this week? I'm on my chart. Okay, so nope. We got nothing new. A couple of close ones, and the close ones were buy days. Right? A couple of close that were buy days. We're about to lose. We're going to basically have this. We'll have a sell, a buy, and a tie. Sell day, buy day, tie day. And next week, we'll lose all of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll lose all of those. So this week, we'll have a tie with a sell, a buy, and a tie. Next week, we'll have a tie with nothing. But that's a different tie. If I have a tie with nothing, I'm probably going to just let it drift to a 0. I don't know. We say tie goes to the buyers. There were still buyers. This will be an interesting one. I'm still going to leave it at a 0.25, but it might drift to a 0 soon enough. We'll see. Major market, sector rotation. We'll see what those look like, what happens there. Let's go take a look at the VIX. With everything else going on, here's what I know. This VIX hasn't even flirted with anything above a 15, 14.5. That's bullish. That is a market unencumbered by any kind of fear right now. Right? So, yes. Thoughts, questions, concerns about the posture? This, to me, actually, is going to score better. This was confirmed on this day. We went up. This is a new high. We came down. We took out the prior day. This is a lower high compared to this. That's actually going to raise our score 1/4 point. No, it's not. We already scored that, didn't we? Did we already score that? I'm not going to score. It's got to do a couple of rounds down here. I'm going to leave that the same, 1.75. Never mind. Posture is likely to stay the same this week, which just means what? It means it's still a bullish. Still a nice, strong market for us. Great. Right? Fantastic. Okay. Let's see the full watch list. Just want to take a peek and see if I've missed anyone popping in. Oh, we've got a great crew today. Good to see everybody. Let's start at the top. We got a trade on. Sent the alert out. Posted the alert. Got our watch. We looked at the economic calendar. We looked at the Fed. We updated our posture. Now what? Let's look at the watch list. Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm so efficient today. I don't mean to pat myself on the back, but I'm going to pat myself on the back. Apple's a little overextended. Let me get this back to a different chart. Let's go 6 months. Apple's overextended. I'm still looking for a more of a consolidation there. Amazon. We thought we were going to get this, and I said, I don't really trade these 2 days. And they were like, oh, look at that. But we're right back to a 2-day. If this pulls back, then I'll have something. App, loving. I'm loving. I think it's looking great. I think it's very close. Monday, if we get a uptick, that's likely going to be an alert. AXP, a little iffy. The financials have gotten a little iffy. BAC, it's just like hanging on by a thread. We're still in this oversold zone. We're still above the 50. If you're giving it still a little leeway, I get it. I get it. If it can't go next week, you've got to call it. BK, same thing. BX. This one got a little bit more of an uptick, but now it's pulling back. So we're seeing a lot of that. It's not like, oh, we picked the wrong one in financials. That's just kind of how they look. Carrier looked like it was going to start trying to do something, pulling back. Same thing with Caterpillar. Industrials, a little bit more. So it'll be interesting what the sector rotation score looks like. Maybe it drops from a 1. I don't know. CLS, it's fantastic. I'm going to do a quick trader's minutes, and I'm going to flag this. So she knows where to find it. Where are we? 40 minutes in? Okay. Perfect. Let me get my timer ready, and let's do a trader's minute for those who are in this trade. Okay, and our trader's minute starts now. Okay, so this is our CLS trade. Let me bring up what we were looking for here. Entry range. We got in yesterday. What was our potential take profit? 99. Where are we? 99.20. Beautiful. Did we expect it to get there in a day? No, we got there quickly, maybe a few days in advance, but this is not a shut the trade down for me. This is a, hey, I'm going to take 1 or 2 off. I'm going to leave the rest of the contracts on. Now, 1 or 2 off, I think we're around 200% return on risk. That's where it's tempting to take it all. Resist the temptation. We're in a bull market. Take some, lock it in, and then be thinking, how am I going to extend this trade? And then we'll talk about this one next week. It's a great trade. It's a great start. There's more profits on the table, and let's see what happens. And that's our Trader's Minute. Oh, I love Trader's Minutes. I love those. Those are so fun. Look how much we can accomplish in 1 minute. And then someone in marketing can go and they can pull that 1 minute clip out and they can post it. And people can be like, oh my gosh, I want to be a part of that trading group. Of course you do. Of course you do. My goodness. Why wouldn't you? Got quiet in here again. Talk to me. Let's get through this watch list now. We've got about 10 minutes. No, we're already not halfway through. We're in CLS. Let's get to CMG. Oh, Sandy was watching this. She was liking it. And then all of a sudden it's derailing. Is Sandy here? I didn't think she was. Being mindful of that. CNK, I thought was going to give a signal. Still can. It's still valid above the 50-day for me. But right now, and look at the diminishment of the sellers. Average volume for this trade is 2.7 million. We're at 1 million. We're less than half. I'm not worried about that, but it does have to stabilize and turn. Looking for that one early next week. Coherent, I don't know. You could consider that valid. Price is moving up. Stochastics has turned. There just was something about it I didn't like. Cisco, I do like. Cisco, I was thinking about yesterday, thinking about today. It's knocking, it's sitting. I don't need it to break above the top of this candle. I need it to get above this area here. So maybe above 59 on Monday or Tuesday. Delta, iffy. Diamonds, pulling back, looking for some stability there. DocuSign. I think it looks fantastic for a setup. Right? Don't expect that stochastics to come into oversold territory. That's as low as it's going to go. If it turns from here, still valid. Fastenal, it's breaking the 50 today. Less inclined towards that. Flex is still a maybe. GBTC is kind of meandering around. GE Vernova meandering around. Gold down today. General Motors. I'm telling you, it's under the 50. It's trying to hold. I still want to watch this because I think if we were to look at it like this and it breaks there, pulls back for a higher low, that's kind of like what happened back here. It didn't really get the higher low, but that certainly launched this. If it's going to give a trade opportunity, that's what it's going to look like. Google pulling back. Flagging. Love it. Goldman looked like it was going to signal, and now it's pulling back. Not so great. Home Depot setting up, possibly a day away. HWM possibly setting up. IBM close. IP. If you like bouncing on the 50, I thought this was too much for me ultimately. So I'm looking for this now. This is not enough. If you just want to bounce on the 50, you've got it. It's there. I'm not saying it's not valid. It's just not what I'm looking for. Let me check the chat. How are we doing? How's everybody doing? See, I'm telling you, I get worried that I have to like reset the chat because it's either lagging or it gets quiet, and I'm not sure which it is. I think it's gotten quiet. Someone say hello just to let me know. I know you get mesmerized as you get through this. Maybe you're building a trade on Visco. I don't know. IWM holding the 50, JCI flat, KKR. Just like a lot of them, it's not anything other than the whole entire financial sector has got a little bit of a hiccup here. Has it broken the trade? Has anything been disruptive enough that you need to escape? No. MasterCard, same thing. Meta, like Google, starting a pullback into a potential flag type consolidation. Strong, bullish. We like that. Morgan Stanley, Microsoft, same as those other big tech. MicroStrategy's kind of meandering around. NASDAQ looked like it was going to, actually it signaled and then it fell apart, but didn't actually violate the trade. Netflix, pulling back a little bit. NVIDIA, look at NVIDIA. Big engulfing pattern today, breaking the 50. PLTR, look at PLTR, continuing to run at the end of the day. I think we maybe caught another one that's looking to move. Love it. Love it. Good signal. Love to catch another trade on PLTR. We'll see what happens. QQQ looking bullish. Roblox chopping around a little bit. Reddit's looking a little more bullish today. Possibly breaking a pennant. Rocket Lab. If you've still held because it never broke, a nice bullish day today. We'll see if that thing can, if it can break 25, I think there's a great chance it makes a run to 28. We'll see what happens next week. SoFi looks bullish. That definitely looks like a bullish play for financials. SPY is just kind of sitting flat. Well, what about our calendar spread? Scott, you say? Well, remember that now here we are. We're bullish here, so we could go either way, but at this point we get Saturday, and then we get Sunday, then we get Monday. That's at 400 at that point. And then we get a little bit more. We can get to Wednesday. This trade is fantastic anyways. Okay. Let's finish this. 6 minutes to go. I'm doing great. TJX. It's looking a little choppy there. T-Mobile. You know I was looking for T-Mobile. This is a great potential hiccup where it started to go back here. If this turns, that's not bad at all. Just like this over here where it's like something like that. I think we could be seeing that second piece where it starts to move in that new level. I'm watching T-Mobile very closely for next week. Very, very closely. Toast. Ooh, Toast got a big tweezer hold. That's the candle of the day. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You have to go look it up. Tweezer hold. And then you'll go back and you'll look at this and you'll be like, oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Tweezer hold. It's whichever way the tweezer is, it's the way they think it. So this is a bearish tweezer hold. Tesla, still bullish. Still going. TSM. We'll see what happens as it gets towards that resistance. TTD was one we were looking at. Not there yet, but still viable for next week. Twilio. It's bullish, but not tradable. Upwork. Sideways. The dollar still staying pretty bullish. Hasn't had much of an impact yet, but if going into the next year, it definitely could. I need to increase my limit or my memory. VIX still looks very bullish. VRT, okay, maybe trying to catch a bounce. VSCO looks bullish. Walmart could be close. Could be something next week. Zillow, I'll tell you, I was looking for Zillow and it just kind of keeps not. It hasn't fallen apart, but we need the buyers to come in sooner. We're going to lose confidence that they have the ability to do so. Okay. Good week overall, Clint said. Yes. Sold 2 of 3 CLS. Okay. Had a DIA put with another service. Did well. Good. Can we do Traders Minute on SPY trade that we have? I mean, honestly, PJ, you shouldn't do anything with it but hold. It's Friday at 1 o'clock. You're about to get 3 days of time decay. This is the best time for that trade. If it was pushing to one side or the other, but yes, we can do. Maybe we'll do one on Sunday for that. For what to look for next week. John Welsh says, I don't understand the calendar spread. It is an advanced trade, so keep in mind. Let me pull this over here. You can see our new trade alert. Very exciting stuff. If you come into the learning courses and you go to options, foundations, yours won't look like this. Yours will look like this. Welcome. And if you scroll down to time spread, you can jump straight to time spreads and then calendar spread application. These are the two you would want to start with. So if you click on that, this will walk you through. What are we doing? What is its purpose? What is right? So this will give you a good amount of them. We're going to do more of them. The longer we're in a low implied volatility environment, the more we'll do those, and you'll see why if you watch those videos. So I would definitely say check them out because they're a great trade for a bullish low implied volatility market when it's hard to get time decay on your side. Great questions. Thanks for asking, PJ. Remind me on Sunday, and we will definitely do a Trader's Minute on that SPY trade for what we do with it as we look to move into closing week. Yeah, great week. I'm telling you what, the market's kind of gone sideways for this week. And how do we do? Well, that's what we're looking for, right? Market goes sideways. We do well because we're going to find the things that are moving. We are momentum hunters. We hunt it, we find it, and then we look to trade it. Okay, so schedule. I'll be on Sunday for the normal. Glenn will be here as well. Actually, he will run the market posture, and I'll kind of be with him. And then I'll hand you guys off for 2 weeks. So Glenn will be kind of running things. Gary will fill in a little bit to help him. If there's any hiccups, I will ask for some patience. We hope to have it all covered. I have left detailed instructions on everything that we do to make sure that, and obviously you guys are comfortable with Glenn. He's been doing this for a bit now, and so I'm comfortable with him. But that's kind of what to expect over the next 2 weeks, and then we'll start the year back on our regular normal, and we'll go from there. So anyways, it's the closing bell. It's great to see everybody. Enjoy your weekend. I'll see you Sunday morning. As always, happy trading.